Hey guys, if you've got a Shopify store and you want to send out lead magnets to new customers, then I've got the perfect system for you. One of the best things about this is it's also completely free. This plugin will allow you to create email lists so you can have a different lead magnet go into a different list. You can easily embed it into Shopify pages and it works with most of the page builders too. One of the beauties of this system is it's not just for lead magnet, it is a full-on marketing system, so you could send out email campaigns if you wanted to later on. For now, we're going to use the free version, which is going to allow us to put the embed code in the page, and then you can start collecting your leads. This is ideal if you have PDFs or digital files that you want to send out to your customers. Make sure you are logged into your Shopify store, and then we want to go down to Apps. In the app, search for Brevo Pushowl. And we're looking for this one. We can see it's got really good reviews. Click on this. If you want to see the pricing, scroll down. They do have a free package which has unlimited subscribers and you can send up to 500 emails a month. If you want to send more, then you're probably looking to get the Plus bundle. And then the next step is to install it. The app's going to need access to your personal data and view and edit store data. That's all good. Press install. And then we've got to set up Pushowl, get started. I'm not going to use SMS. I'm just going to have web push, email, and magic fit, and press next. So it's telling the experience to you. I'm going to skip the ads trial because I don't want to spend another $38. And it's going to try and upsell you some plans. I'm just going to continue with the basic plan to use the free one. Because I've got a few automations to set up and an existing email system running. I'm going to set up the email later on, so we'll do that a bit later in the tutorial. Next, we're going to need to enable Pushowl in our store theme. Enable now. And just make sure that's over to the right. Press save. And then we can exit. We can go back into our other tab with the Pushowl, and this is where we can start configuring things. On the Pushowl Brevo homepage, it's a pretty standard layout. You've got the home button, and then you've got all your stats. So you can see how many subscribers you've got, number of clicks, conversions, attributed revenue. And then you've got a couple of quick setups down here. Over on the left, this is where all the magic happens. This is where you can set up your campaigns, your automations, create subscriber list integrations, activity feeds. You've got your email, you've got SMS options if you choose to set that up. You've got your opt-in forms. This is where you can create your pop-ups or your embedded forms. You've got a marketing calendar. You've got your AI agents. And then down here, we've got the settings for things like web push and SMS. And then we've got pricing. And over here on the right-hand side, if you do get stuck, you've got the messaging app so you can contact support and they'll help you out if you get in trouble. So now that you've had the tour, we're going to make sure we set up the email. So I'll go to the email option, press next. Next, make sure that's your store email address, verify the store email, import your data from Shopify, and then I'm going to continue for free. And it's going to ask you to confirm a few things like your phone number. I'm going to confirm that. So it's going to ask you to verify your phone number. Make sure you select your country code, put in your phone number, press yes, verify this number. And then it'll send you an SMS code, and you'll get one from Pushowl. Enter the code, verify the code, and you'll get redirected back to the email page. When it comes to DNS, everyone seems to think, oh, it's really complicated. It's not. All you're going to have to do is log into your domain provider, and you're just going to copy about 9 things. So it's just like add an item, copy paste, add an item, copy paste. So you've got to do that a few times. There's nothing massively complicated in this section. But if you do get stuck, ask your domain provider or speak to the Brevo customer support and they'll be able to help you with this. And then we've got to authenticate the domain. Add in your domain name. So without the HTTPS, just the domain name, add domain. And then it's going to ask you to set up your domain records manually with your domain provider. Press continue. And you're going to need to add in the following records to your domain provider. This is what my domain panel looks like for adding in DNS records. Yours may look slightly different. If you need help with this, contact your domain person. If you don't know what you're doing with this, contact your domain supplier. I'm going to go ahead and add in the records. I'm going to jump between the two screens and do this really quickly now. Add in a text record. Okay, and then once all that's done, just go to authenticate this email domain. Bear in mind, this may take a while. It could take up to 48 hours, so you might have to check back in a couple of days. So it's not instant. If you do get any errors, you can use the chat down here and contact the support and they'll talk you through what you need to do next. I waited a few minutes and authenticated again, and then I got the success. So it's all looking good. Domain status authenticated, and that's good to go. On the left-hand main menu, we've now got a new option called Contacts. If I click on the little chevron, I can now create lists and segments. So it's imported all my existing Shopify customers' contact details already automatically. If you want to create a list, you can press Create a List and then go give it a name. And I've just chosen Synced Contacts. Press Create List. And you can create as many lists as you need. If you're using another email software system and you want to import your contacts into a specific list, you can just move your mouse over the one you want to go to Actions, and then Import Contacts to the list. It will allow you to import from CSV, XLS, or a text file. You can copy and paste them from a spreadsheet, and you've got options for importing from another tool. If you go onto the left-hand side and opt-in forms, create a new opt-in form. Embedded form is the one I think works best because pop-ups can be blocked. I'm going to go with this one with the image. Click on this. We can customize it. Clicking on the image, I can go Edit Image, Upload Image, and then I can choose one from a location on my system. You can adjust the zoom here with this, or you can set it to manual, zoom in and out. As I add more text to this, the image will get higher. What I want to do is say subscribe and get a free title pack. I can edit this here. As you can see, our image is getting bigger as we type. If you want to add in more fields, I'm going to add in a custom field. I'm going to add one in called name. So first name. And the other thing I'm going to enable while I'm in here is email consent. This is so you're GDPR compliant. So if you make sure the eye is visible, you can now allow people to tick the box to receive your newsletters. As you can see, the image has got a bit bigger. We're also going to want to configure which list this is going to. Press configure, then click on subscribers list, and then open up the ones you want. And we're going to select the lead magnet free title pack in this case. We see that selected. And then we can press next if you're happy that your form is looking how you want it to. Press next. And this is like your thank you message. And the other thing I'm going to do is give it a title. So I'm just going to call it lead magnet, and the name of the lead magnet free title pack. So I know what it is. And I'm also going to leave that little code there just because it's handy to have later on. And now that I'm happy with that, I'm going to publish it. And then you've got a video which shows you how to embed the form. To set up our automation, I'm going to go into email, make sure this is open. And then this is where it gets a little bit different. You've got to go to continue with Brevo. I'm going to go to automations, create an automation, and you've got a couple of templates. So you can have things like abandoned cart, product purchase, welcome message. So this is the one you're probably going to want if you're doing a lead magnet. So after a subscriber joins your list, it'll send them a message. Create automation. And then we want to choose the list. So I think it was in sync contacts. There we go. So here is our lead magnet for our free title pack. So if someone subscribes to this, it's going to trigger this automation. Go next. And then you can set a time delay. I'll set a time delay of 1 minute because it has to have something on there. Press next. And then we need to send an email with our file on it. We can edit this. So here you could add your company logo, and it's going to automatically put the user's first name in. So if it's Tom Smith, it'll put, "Hey Tom, welcome on board." And then you can replace your image here. And then you could customize the email. If you're sending out a digital file, go into your Shopify dashboard, and then you want to go into content, files, and then just got to find the URL of the freebie that you're sending out. In this case, here's our free title pack. Copy the link, go back to your automation, and where it's on the button, you can put in an absolute link here, link target, paste this in, and here if you want, you can add a tooltip. The beauty of this is when you do an email, it's showing you the desktop view, and then you can customize this for the mobile view as well. So here we can see how it's going to look on the mobile if we want to play around with any sizes. Here's where you do that. Once you've customized it, just press use this design in automation. We can always come back and edit it later on. If you want to remove things, like if you want to remove the time limit, I can click on this and press delete, and the time limit's gone. So as soon as the contact's added to the list, it'll just send an email immediately with no delay. And then once you're happy, you can activate the automation. And you'll be greeted with a screen. And if you want to allow them to enter it on more than one time, you can do that here by enabling this. I'm just going to activate this. And our automation's ready to go. And it has a test feature up here. And what I recommend is whenever you create an automation, you always want to test it, make sure it's working. So you could add in one of your contacts in here and then test the messages, and you should get an approval thing if it's working. And once you've exited, it will take you to your automations. And this is where it's going to show you the stats for each automation that you've got running. And our next step is going to be to embed the form. You want to make sure you go back to your dashboard at Pushowl. Want to edit the lead magnet. The way this works, if you're using the normal Shopify page builder, you can add a block in and then you can copy and paste that code into the block. If you're using a third-party one like me, you'll be able to copy the div into here, and then we're going to paste it into something like a page builder like Pagefly. So this is the Pagefly method. I go to my pages, go to my free title pack page. I can go to add an element, and then I can type in HTML. And then I can drag this on where I want my pack to appear or my lead form. I'll just put it here for the time being. Open the code editor and then paste in our code. Copy the code. Paste it into the HTML. Add it in my HTML element. And then I put the code in, press done. And then when you press publish, it won't show up in the page builder, but once you refresh the browser, and then you can place this wherever you want, but we know it's working now. So the user fills in their name and their email, and they can get the free title pack. And I'd always recommend, if you've got a lead magnet, fill it all in, test it with your own personal email address, just to check that you get the right email and all your files and your downloads work correctly. And that's pretty much it on how to set up a lead magnet with Brevo. To add it on a normal Shopify page, I've created a demo one. All I'm going to do is just switch to show HTML, paste in our code here, flip it back to this, preview, give it a couple of seconds, and there you go. You've got a lead magnet ready to go. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and smash that subscribe, leave a comment below and let me know how you got on. And thanks for watching.